What's up everybody, Sir Pixel here, and today we need to talk about something serious that's happening in gaming right now. Nintendo just dropped a bombshell with their Switch 2 announcement. A $449.99 price tag for their console and $80 for digital goods. But this isn't just about Nintendo or the Switch 2, this is about a huge shift that's about to hit the entire gaming industry. For years, we've been hearing that $70 would be the new norms for games, but now $80 is looking like the floor, not the ceiling. And with GTA 6 on the horizon, possibly the biggest game release of all time, we're heading into uncharted territory that could reshape gaming as we know it. So today, let's break down what's happening, why it's happening, and what it means for all of us who love this medium, because make no mistake, the decisions being made right now will affect gaming for years to come. Let's start with Nintendo's announcement. The Switch 2 is launching at $449.99. That's a $150 jump from the original Switch. Digital games, $80. Physical games, potentially $90. And what's worse, those physical copies might not even be fully physical. Some will require downloads, meaning you are paying extra for what's essentially just DRM keycards. This is classic Nintendo. For decades, they maintain what gamers call the Nintendo tax. Their first-party games almost never go on sale. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is still $60 despite being a port of a Wii U game from 2014. Breath of the Wild, still $60 after 7 years. Nintendo knows their ecosystem is locked tight. You need their hardware to play their game, and people buy their hardware specifically for those games. But here's the thing, Nintendo was never supposed to be the company to break the $70 ceiling. Everyone, including me, thought it would be Rockstar with GTA 6. After all, Take-Two, Rockstar's parent company, was the first to push for the $70 price point with NBA 2K21. They've been vocal about games being underpriced for years now. So why Nintendo? Why now? Some industry analysts are pointing to the new US tariffs, but that doesn't explain everything, especially since these price points were set before the tariff detail were even announced. And of course, you can't tariff digital goods. No, this isn't just about manufacturing costs or inflation, this is about opportunity. Nintendo saw a chance to be first, to normalize a new price point, and they took it. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, Grand Theft Auto 6. This isn't just another big game launch. We're talking about the sequel to a game that has sold over 210 million copies, making it the second best-selling game of all time, just behind Minecraft. GTA 5, it's a game so massive that's been profitable across 3 console generations. Its online component is still pulling in over 150,000 concurrent players on Steam alone, a decade after release. Nothing else in the industry has that kind of staying power. So what happens when GTA 6 finally drops? Industry analysts are already warning that studios are panicking. Companies are frantically adjusting their release dates to avoid being anywhere near GTA 6 launch window. Some are pushing games out early, others are delaying them by month. If you're a game company who's holding its breath waiting for GTA 6 to get out, and then it gets delayed by 3, 4, 5, 6 months, what do? I'm certain some companies are going to tank as a result of that. That's not hyperbole. We're talking about an industry that's already in a fragile state. Over 30,000 game industry jobs lost in the past couple years, dozens of studio closures, failed live service launches. When GTA 6 releases, it won't just dominate sales charts. It will dominate culture conversion, streaming platforms, social media. It will dominate everything. Now, combine these two factors, GTA 6 market dominance and Nintendo's pushing us into an $80 to $90 price range. What does that mean for the industry? First, let's look at what higher prices actually do to consumer behavior. At $60, players might take a risk on a game they're curious about. At $80 or $90, every purchase becomes a calculated decision. You're not buying on impulse anymore. This creates what we call it a fraction in the marketplace. More fraction means fewer sales, especially for games that aren't massive established franchises. And in an industry where every launch is already a gamble, that additional fraction could be deadly. Now let's address the standard defense of price increases. Games cost more to make now, so they should cost more to buy. There's some truth here. AAA development budgets have ballooned to astronomical levels. We're talking 100 to even 400 millions for some titles. But there's a critical question we need to ask. Are these balloon budgets justified? Is it because games are inherently more expensive to create? Or is it because development practices have become bloated and inefficient? Look at the team size for modern AAA games. Starfield had over 500 developers. Contrast that with Skyrim, which was made by roughly 100 people. Bigger teams don't automatically mean better games. Often they mean more communication issue, less creative freedom, and higher cost. Meanwhile, digital distribution has eliminated many traditional costs. No physical production for digital copies, no shipping, no retail markup. direct sales through first-party stores where publishers keep nearly all the revenue. And let's be honest about what has happened with games monetization. The $60 price tag hasn't been the true cost of a game for years now. Season passes, DLC, microtransactions, premium editions, the base price is just the entry fee to a store full of additional purchases. So when publishers claim that they need to charge $80 to recoup costs, we need to ask, is this truly about covering development expenses, or is it about maximizing profit margin? So who actually benefits from this new paradigm? Big publishers with established franchises might win in the short term. Nintendo will probably sell plenty of Switch 2 consoles and $80 Mario Kart game. Rockstar and Take-Two will break records with GTA 6 regardless of its price point. But the biggest winner, in my opinion, might actually be Microsoft and Xbox Game Pass. As individual game prices rise, subscription services offering hundreds of titles for a monthly fee is going to become increasingly attractive. If Microsoft can maintain AAA day one releases on Game Pass, they will position themselves as the value alternative in an increasingly expensive hobby. But the losers? The list is much longer. Mid-sized studios that can't afford to fail, players in regions with weaker purchasing power, younger gamers with limited income, experimental games that would have been worth the risk at $60 but not at $80, game variety as a whole, as publishers become even less to take risk. But it's not all doom and gloom. There are signs that the market will correct itself, even as AAA prices climbs. Look at some of the biggest success stories of the past few years. Elden Ring, Baldur's Gate 3, and Black Myth Wukong all launched at $60 despite being massive, content-rich experiences. They succeeded not by charging more, but by delivering exceptional quality that generated momentum. Meanwhile, smaller games like Balatro and Schedule 1, both made by a single developer by the way, have sold millions of copies at much lower price point. These developers aren't just surviving, they're striving by offering tremendous value. The indie and AA space might actually benefit from AAA price inflation. As the gap widens between a $20 to $30 indie game and an $80 to $90 AAA title, players will eventually start questioning where their money is better spent. Many will discover that a $25 indie game offers more innovation and heart than an $80 sequel designed by a committee. So where does this leave us? At a crossroad, I suppose. Nintendo has opened the floodgates to $80+ games. GTA 6 is coming to dominate the landscape, and the entire industry is watching to see what happens next. If players accept these new price points without pushback, $80 will become the new normal overnight. Other publishers will follow suit, and within a year, we'll struggle to remember when games cost less. But if players vote with their wallets, if they become more selective, more patient, more willing to explore alternatives to full-price AAA games, we might see a more balanced approach emerge. One thing is certain, the games that succeed at $80 will need to be exceptional. They will need to deliver experiences that truly justify that premium price. And maybe, just maybe, that will force publishers to focus on quality over quantity, on polish over promises, on player satisfaction over investors' expectations. That's the optimistic take. The realistic take, however, we're in for a bumpy ride. Studios will close, jobs will be lost, the gaps between gaming's haves and have-nots will widen. As players, the best thing we can do is be cautious consumers. Support the games and studios that deliver value. Wait for reviews. Consider alternatives like sales or Game Pass. And remember that a game's price tag isn't always going to promise its quality or the enjoyment it will bring to you. What do you think about these price increases? Will you pay $80 for the new Mario Kart? Are you saving up for GTA 6 regardless of what it costs? Let me know in the comment down below. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on all things gaming. As always, stay cool, stay righteous, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.